So welcome, and thank you so much for joining me. Let me introduce myself quickly. My name is Benedicta Umbong, like you already know, and you've been anticipating to finally be a part of my webinar, right? Awesome. So I'm a relationships aider. That means I assist people with their relationships, whether it's their marital relationships or relationships before marriage, anything from dating to courtship to marriage. I'm a relationships aider. I also help parents with their relationship with their kids, and I help kids with their relationships with their parents and other adults in their lives. I'm the author of Single and Fulfilled, which is a classic on living a fulfilling life as a single person. I always tell people that as much you already see in my introduction that I'm also the founder of Fulfilling Singlehood and Marriage Ministry International. Now, why fulfilling singlehood and marriage? I believe that a person can live a fulfilling life whether they're single or married. You see, a lot of single people live their lives waiting to get married, and a lot of married people see their marriage as a distraction from living a fulfilling, a purposeful life. Okay, so that's the whole idea of the book Single and Fulfilled, not to discourage you from getting married. Of course, I mean, why would I be holding a webinar for how to attract a good man if I don't want you to get married? But while you're waiting to get married, it's important that you're living a fulfilling life. Your life is exciting, impactful. I can't begin to, that would take our time. I can't begin to reel out to you the kind of things I was doing with myself, my life, my time as a single lady before I got married. Okay. So that's the purpose for the book. And then, of course, I'm a certified matchmaker with the Christian Leaders International Institute of Michigan, USA. And finally, I'm the founder of Fulfilling Singlehood and Marriage Ministry International. That's me, and I love to meet you, but not right now. Okay. Now, what are the highlights? What will you stand to gain? And that's why you should stay through the session. If network mistakenly throws you out, you want to get back in. We're not going to let network win the battle today, right? We're going to ensure that we win the network battle today. Awesome. So the highlights of what you're going to be learning today is, number one, why attract? Secondly, who is a good man? Because it looks like a relative word. Who is a good man? And then let's be sure you're not self-sabotaging. So this is not a long webinar. You want to stay through and gain all the value there is. And I'm going to be making an amazing offer for those who stay through till the end. And definitely you want to be a part of or a partaker of that offer. And guess what? I just got convinced last night that I should allow you ask questions. So I'm going to take question and answers just right at the end of this session. So write down your questions if you have any, write them down as I'm progressing. Asking questions will make us delay. So you want to write them down and then, of course, ask your questions at the end. But I encourage you, ensure you have a writing material because this is actually a class and you'll be glad you were a part of this class. It will be worth every minute of your time. I promise you, because I am Benedicta Umbong. Awesome. So what are I'm going to be defining two terms, attract and good man. So first of all, attract. What does attract mean? Attract means to pull towards without touching. In our context, we are discussing how to pull a good man to us without talking, without asking him out, without proposing, right? I mean, it is the man that finds, not us. The Bible says he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So we attracting, the word attract actually means to pull towards yourself without touching. And in our case, without proposing. I mean, we don't propose, right? And let me just say this, and right now, in this course, you're going to be hearing me say a lot of the Bible says, and that's because this class adopts a Christian perspective. And with Benedicta Umbong, it's always a Christian perspective. I mean, I'm not sure any of you here is expecting me to give you a transgender perspective, right? To attracting a good man or a Hindu perspective. I'm also not a Muslim, so I'm not going to be giving you that perspective as either. And don't think I'm about to say, if you don't want to hear the Bible says, you're free to leave. I'm not going to say that. God made you and loves you. And the Bible contains his personal love notes to you. And of course, I love you too. So I want you to stay. That makes sense, right? Awesome. So I'm not teaching you how to find a good man. However, since you're not the one doing the finding, does that mean you should sit idly by, be laid back and uninvolved in the process of being found? The answer is a capital letter no. That's where attracting comes in. It's active and intentional. It's not passive. It's not sudden. And you have to get involved in the process. Yes. Be willing to be a part of the process. Be excited to be a part of the process of attracting a good man. of being found by a good man. Get excited about it, okay? Next term I'm defining today is the good man. Who is a good man? Before I tell you who a good man is, let me tell you what a good man is not. And I hope you are taking important notes, because some of you in this meeting today, after this session, you're going to go back and hold your relationship that you have been playing with. You're going to hold it tight. There's some of you that have been holding the relationship too tight. You're going to let it go. And it's all going to be for good. Guess why? Because 2023 is the year when you get married to a good man. I can't forget how I was in a relationship sometime, of course, before I got married, I was in a relationship, and there was nothing that anybody could say to get me out of that relationship. I saw all the signs, I saw all the signs. I saw all the signs. Everything, I mean, there was abuse, there was disrespect, there was everything that could go wrong in a relationship. And I wasn't paying attention to the signs. My own was, I just wanted to get married. I beg. There's no man that is perfect. How many of you have felt that way before? You meet this one has this issue, this one. So I was willing and ready to just, give in to this one. And nothing anybody could say. My family did not like him. My mentor did not like him. My pastor did not know him. Nothing. And then between me and him, I mean, in the relationship, it was just chaos. Chaos every time. Guess what? God had to send an angel. And I'm talking literally. I can't even tell you the whole story. God had to send an angel. I mean, God knew that I was that stuck. And my prayer is, I will never be that way again with God. God knew I was so stuck, so holding on to that relationship that if he had not sent an angel or more, hey, it's not what we're saying now that we'll be saying. And he sent me an angel. And in such circumstances, I didn't know the person was an angel because she gave me her phone number. I have tried that number since she gave me till tomorrow. That number has never gone through. And she kept saying to me, reach out to me. Make sure you call me. Make sure you call me. But it was after that experience when she said that person you're in a relationship with is not your husband. It was after that experience that I opened my heart up to God and asked that his will be done. And finally, his will was plain to me, and I walked out of the relationship. So before I begin to tell you who a good man, the reason I told you that story is, I want you to know that not everybody is, the definition of a good man is not really, it's not complicated. You can already see it on my screen. But instead of me jumping in to tell you who a good man is, let me tell you who a good man is not. A good man is not a man that's perfect in character. Because sometimes that's our expectation. Oh, if he's a good man, he must be perfect in character. He's not one of those fairy tales of a knight in a shiny armor who shows up and all your problems are gone. That's not the definition of a good man. He's not perfect in character. That's not who a good man is. A good man is not a man that always makes you happy. Making you happy and loving you are two different things. A good man is not a man that always makes you happy. So if you're in a relationship right now and it looks as if, oh, you're mostly sad or something, it's not a criteria to walk out of the relationship just yet. Okay, just yet. So a good man is not a man that always makes you happy. That's the most selfish thing to expect of any man, because he also has dreams, needs, and aspirations. And to meet those, you will have to make some sacrifices also. And that will not tickle your fancy all the time. So sometimes you'll be unhappy. Sometimes you'll even feel like you're making too many sacrifices because the person you're involved with also has needs, aspirations, and dreams, right? So to meet those, you'll have to meet, you hear people say, meet me at the middle. Meeting at the middle is not easy. To take you something, right? Awesome. Then also, a good man is not the most handsome of them all. As much as physical appearance is about the first thing we notice, it is not the assurance of a good man. Tall, dark, and handsome is good, but that can hurt as well. So a good man is not a man that has all the, the six packs, broad chest, chiseled chin, when he walks, everybody heads turn and all that. That's not the definition of a good man. So I hope I have helped you to count out all these other things that, people seem in our society to define, to use to describe who a good man is, which makes it almost impossible for you to even settle with anybody. Because, when you're thinking a good man is perfect in character, or that a good man will always make you happy, or that a good man must be drop dead, gorgeous, handsome, you will pass off on many good men, honestly, absolutely. So who's a good man? So you have on the screen, a good man is a provider, first and foremost. 1 Timothy 5 verse 8 says, but if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he had denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. That's a Bible scripture. Of all things that could make God call someone an infidel, an unbeliever, even though he goes to church, God picked the attribute of not providing for his household. It means that this trait is a demonstration of a man's faith. It's a demonstration of a man's faith. It's crucial to his existence and even his eternal destiny. If it is this important, then it must be one of the characteristics of a good man. I told you I'll always give you the Bible perspective of things rather than from my head or from society. So a good man is a provider. This is not the same as having a lot of money, sisters. I need you to understand this, ladies. It is not the same as having a lot of money. There are people who have money now, but are not providers. They have money, but are not providers. They lack the ability to respond to obvious needs around them. And you need to be watchful to notice it. And let me point this here, ladies, when you're dating a man, you need to be more observant than carried away. I know the in-love feeling, the butterfly in the belly feeling is there, and it feels as if, oh, the best thing that happened to the universe just happened to you. But you need to be more observant. And it is in your being observant, you know if a man is a provider. If a man is the kind of person that responds to the needs around him. There are people that are not awake, alive to their responsibility. Okay? Because you're not yet married to him, he's providing for you cannot yet be the yardstick for measuring whether he's a provider or not. I always say that it is the wife that a man is responsible for, according to scriptures, not a girlfriend, not a fiancé even. Okay, so because he's not yet married to you, you cannot use whether he gives you money as a yardstick to determine whether he's a provider. To be able to tell, you need to look at how he is responding to the needs of those around him. Does he feel a sense of responsibility even when he doesn't have at hand, or does he think it is not his business? Yes, there are people like that. This singular thing is the differentiator between the provider man and the man who isn't. It's not about the amount of money in his bank account or in his pocket. Is he awake and alert and alive to his responsibilities? Is there somebody sick in his house and he's saying, that's the person's problem? Or is he wishing that he could do something about it? And then when he has, actually moving to do something about it. That's how you know a man who is a provider man. And that is the first characteristic of a good man. Secondly, a good man is a protector. No good man will sit idly by and watch harm come to you. When the Amalekites came and raided Ziklag, you'll find this in 1 Samuel chapter 30. When the Amalekites came and raided Ziklag, David went after them and rescued his wives and children. He didn't think about it. The only thing he did was pray about it. Should I go? If I go, will I overtake? God said, go. And he didn't think, oh, what if they kill me? Oh, hey, what if a good man always puts your life ahead of his life? Don't even think that it is impossible. A good man will take a bullet for you before you think about it. Because it is in him to be a protector. He is a protector. God created him to be a protector. God created him to be in charge of you so that he can protect you. I remember during my counseling, our marriage counseling, my pastor who was counseling us, who was my husband's pastor, was telling us how he was traveling with his family and his brake failed. Yes, his brake failed. And they were traveling, and it was on a slope. He said he doesn't know how he did it. But he put the car on park and it was still moving. He opened the door of the car. He was the driver, ran out of the car and held the car. He wasn't thinking, what if this car runs over me? He held the car and continued on that slope until they came to leveled ground and the car stopped. Look at the other side. I said a good man is a protector. Look at the other side of it. He stays in the car protecting himself. And then the brake has failed. And then they keep going and keep going and keep going. And then it fails until they have a head-on collision and probably injuries, probably even death. A good man is a protector, and he doesn't think twice before protecting his wife, his children. Okay? A man who, sorry, the Bible says he recovered all. That's talking about David. A man who shares your problems with you by being concerned about them as you are is a protector. I remember also, you're going to be hearing me share my stories, because on this, I don't want us to just be, you came for a webinar and then you left. I want you to live with a part of me, but I also want to end this webinar having a part of you. So when it's time for us to start interacting, I'd like you to share yourself freely with me, okay? And with the rest of us. I mean, what has this world not seen before? Okay, so be ready to share freely. So I was saying that I was involved with a guy once, and when I'm sharing my challenges at work with him, now maybe he was trying to manage his own problems, but he would just tell me, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear about it right now. I have my own problems. Now that is a character of somebody who's not a protector. We were still dating. So this one, you can know in the dating phase if this person is a protector, because he will be concerned about your problems as though it was his problem. There are people you date who don't want to hear about your problems. You hear things like, please don't stress me with your issues. I have mine to deal with. A good man will not say that to you or anyone who comes to him with a problem. That's why good men seem to be overwhelmed. If you meet a good man, everybody's problem is his problem. Yes, this one has this problem, they call him. This one, he is dependable because he's a protector. He's dependable. He's that sound. He takes on people's challenges. He's not afraid of problems. Okay? He rises to the occasion to protect because he knows you are the weaker vessel. He knows you are the weaker vessel. He knows God made you the weaker vessel, designed you that way. So how do you know a man who's a protector? He's not afraid of your problems. He exhibits a sense of responsibility on matters that concerns you. And when what comes to you, he stands with you. A measure of responsibility concerning on matters that concern you. Your matter is his matter. You are not yet married, but your heart must not come to you. Nothing must make you cry. Nothing must pain you as far as a protector is concerned. Then finally, a good man is a priest. Sisters, this morning, I said to myself, you will not understand the importance of this characteristic until you're married and your child falls ill and your husband cannot lay hands on him or her to pray. Until you as a lady, you're facing a challenge and your husband cannot hold your hand and say, let us pray. You know, when you're still dating and courting, you're not looking for those things. Except now that you're under my guidance, you're going to start looking for those kind of things and calling them important. You know, if you're just an everyday lady, what you're looking out for is, took me out, we took pictures, look at my guy, look at my boo, look at my this. You're looking for how to prepare some people, like you have found a boo and all that. That's what your attention is. So you're not looking at whether he's spiritually minded concerning things. You bring a matter to him, he cannot even hold your hands and pray. He cannot even say, okay, I'm praying for you. Even if you will not hold my hand, shall tell me I'm praying for you. But you will not know the value of this until you are in the marriage. You see, because marriage is not the butterfly in the belly stage. If my husband, your sisters here, I mean, there's nothing that turns me on as a woman like when my husband prays for me. Does that sound, will you read that in a book? Will you read it anywhere? Does that sound like what you see on social media? No, but it's just the truth. Because that way he's taking your matter. He knows, even though he's a protector, he knows that I cannot protect you in this one. I need God to help us. When it's concerning the children, I need God to help us concerning this matter. So what does he do? He ensures that he prays about the matter. Because yes, he's a priest, but he has a high priest, and he takes the matter to the high priest. Before marriage, we are concerned with whether he's handsome, what family he's from, what tribe he is, if he's generous. Yet in marriage, you need your husband to be a priest, the spiritual head of your home. This also means he seeks the spiritual angle to things before he considers the physical. It also means that he is more interested in pleasing God than pleasing you or anyone else. He's not telling you what you want to hear. He's more interested in pleasing God than pleasing you or anybody else. The priest in the Old Testament was God's mouthpiece. God will give a message to the priest, and then the priest will give it to you. If all you married was tall, dark, and handsome, big chest, 6 packs, he talks well, he's a smooth talker, if that's what you married, when it is now time to receive guidance from God, who will do it for you? It's important, sister. It's so important that that the man in our lives is a priest. That is the third characteristic of a good man. 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 28 says, then David returned to bless his household. Bless his household. When all the pomp and pageantry is over and the music has died down and the butterflies in your belly have stopped flying, you need to be sure you're with a priestly man, my darling sisters. You need to be sure that you are with a priestly man. You need to be sure that you are with a priestly man. Yes. Okay, so these are definition of terms I handled, what it means to attract, and then who a good man is not and who a good man is. If you're getting value from this session, I want you to go over to the chat box and just type 1 or 2 things that you've learned. Just 1 or 2 things that you've learned before we continue. I want to see that in the chat box. Just 1 or 2 things that you've learned. I still have a lot of value for you, a whole lot of value. You don't even want to miss all of this. Okay. Oh, I see Damilola say, I've been there before. Yes, he must be a provider. Absolutely. Thank you, Damilola. Is Damilola the only one in this meeting today? Okay, so I want to see you. I want to see your comments. I want to see you share your thoughts, what you learned. That would be so beautiful, because that also ginger me to continue. If people don't share what you're learning, I will not even continue. Okay, Anu said a good man is a priest. Absolutely, a good man is a priest. Awesome. Anybody else? Anybody else? A good man is a priest. Yes, so we're going to continue. So keep your comments coming, but ensure that you're not distracted. We're going to continue right now. Okay, sorry, I had to. So I talked about the good man who's a provider, who's a protector, and who's a priest. But guess what? I have intentionally used David as an example to describe these qualities. So you will know again that a good man is not perfect in character. I don't need to start telling you the things that David did in the Bible that were contrary to great character. So that's why I used him. So you know that a good man is not perfect in character. And of course, okay, yes, to also let you know that a good man is not perfect in character. So let's be sure that you're not self-sabotaging, ladies. Okay? Let's be sure that you're not self-sabotaging. And what does that mean? Attracting a good man isn't that difficult. We need to first be sure you're not doing 1 or 2 or even many things that might be sabotaging your chances at attracting a good man. Ladies, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Because this is now me helping you take some responsibility. And I always like it when people help me take responsibility, because I want to know what I'm doing that may be my problem. It's not always village people, like they always say. Sometimes it is us that are sabotaging ourselves. So if you're ready to learn what you might be doing that might be self-sabotaging, why not go over to the chat box and say, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I want to be sure that you're ready to learn, that you're open-minded. This is important. You have to say you're ready before I even continue with my slide. You have to be sure to tell me you're ready to learn things that you might be doing that might be self-sabotaging you. Awesome. Great. So let's get right into it. So first of all, let's be sure that you're not feeling too proud to accept the fact that you want to get married. Now, this is a seriously self-sabotaging behavior. This is a very common self-sabotaging attribute of single ladies. When you look at them, you can't tell if they want to get married or some other things are more important to them. I've heard men say, when I suggest some ladies to them, of course, are you sure that person wants to even get married, or is her own career more important? I don't think she wants to marry, or just leave her with God. Ministry is all that matters to her. As a certified matchmaker, sometimes I hear men come back to me with this kind of, things that they say, as a result of what they perceive from the lady that they're trying to get to know better. I don't think she wants to marry. Just leave her and God. Ministry is all that matters to her. I think she wants to focus on her child or her children. Many times the lady doesn't say this with her mouth, but her actions prove that she is only giving to these other things, so much that she puts out the impression that marriage will be a distraction. Most of the women in this category will even be too proud to be in a class like this, because it's one more reminder of them being single and oh no, I'm not searching. I am not searching. Signal goes off, and babe, so they will be uncomfortable around a place or a class like this. I understand that one of the reasons some ladies do this is because being single creates a stigma in our society, and that's so wrong. Oh, she's single. Really? She's not even married. That kind of thing. And it's so wrong for people to do that in our society. So in an attempt to deal with the stigma, ladies who are too proud to accept that they want to get married use the self-defensive mechanism of not accepting the desire to get married. And this is really self-sabotaging. If you feel too proud to accept the fact that you want to get married, you're already self-sabotaging your opportunity to meet a good man. All right. So we're going to declare right now. And my declarations, you're going to be declaring some things with me. I want you to declare these things because our declarations create our reality. And I'm going to be declaring converse to what it is that might be self-sabotaging you. So if I talk about your own self-sabotage, just go to the chat box and say, this is me, okay? Don't be shy about it. Just say, this is me. If I describe your own self-sabotage mechanism, just say, this is me, okay? So this is our declaration. I want you to say this with me. My desire to get married is from God. Excuse me, okay? My desire to get married is from God. I nurture it with grace. I attract a beautiful marriage. Awesome. My desire to get married is from God. I nurture it with grace. I attract a beautiful marriage. Wonderful, beautiful. Okay, so the next self-sabotaging behavior that can stop you from attracting a good man is rooftop screams about wanting to get married. Now, this is the exact opposite of the first and is likely to attract just any kind of man to you, not necessarily a good man. It's important to come off as someone who desires to get married. But if you are rooftop screams about it, you will soon come off as desperate, and men can smell desperation from a great distance. The problem is you are likely to fall into the hands of someone who wants to just take advantage of you, or someone who sees himself as doing you a favor by marrying you. So yes, you've heard that you should not be ashamed about the fact that you want to get married, or don't be too proud to accept that you want to get married. And then you now go overboard. I want to marry, everybody in church knows, everybody at work knows. I want to marry, I must marry, I want to marry. You are likely to attract a man that is not a good man. First of all, it puts you off as desperate, and men smell desperation like dogs smell fear. If they sense that you are desperate, first of all, an anyhow kind of man will come to you because he feels like he's even coming to do you a favor to fulfill your dreams of getting married. And guess what? If your rooftop screams, it also speaks that you're under pressure inside. And you will remember what I taught you in class. So you remember qualities of a good man. But when a man that is not a good man comes to you, you said because of the pressure that you have inside, you quickly, grab the opportunity and tell yourself, oh, this is what I have been looking for. This is what I've been waiting for. And in the end, you would have regrets. So we don't want that, right? And then there are also men that will come to you that will be treating you from the very beginning like they're doing you a favor. I don't know if you know about the story of Boaz and Ruth in the Bible. Those two typify the way a relationship should go, because Boaz did not see himself as doing Ruth a favor by marrying her. If not, he wouldn't have even cared about the fact that she has a kinsman redeemer. He would have just gone ahead and married her, or even the day that she came and slept by his side, he would have just slept with her. Because after all, I am Boaz, I'm a rich man, influential man. Who are you? You're not even an Israelite, Moabite, widow. I mean, you even killed your first husband. But he didn't do that. He didn't act like he was doing her a favor. And Ruth also did not act like she was doing Boaz a favor. Ruth was beautiful and comely. She didn't act like, both of them sensed the grace of God bringing them together. And they were both humble about it. So if you have somebody who's treating you like they are doing you a favor by being in a relationship, it's possible that it's because I'm seeing that my internet connection is unstable. Kindly let me know if it is, so I can find a way to adjust that. But if you can still hear me, just type yes in the chat box. Awesome. So if a man is treating you right now like he's doing you a favor by being in a relationship with you, it's already a sign, a warning sign. You probably came off to him as someone who was desperate, and you were not, probably not, but you put it off like that with rooftop screams about wanting to get married. So you want to watch this. Did you know that you can live a fulfilling life as a single person, even though you desire to get married? Absolutely. I mean, I was so fulfilled as a single lady that I was looking forward to the man that I would bless with my beautiful, fulfilling life. It wasn't a case of who I elected. Let's take our declaration together. With patience, I possess my being as far as getting married is concerned. I am cool, calm, and collected. I am cool, calm, and collected. Awesome. So these are declarations. You want to take a screenshot of this as well and repeat it to yourself over and over again. All right. Then the third thing that you might be doing to self-sabotage as far as getting married to a good man. Remember, I'm always adding getting married to a good man because it's important. It's not just about getting married, but getting married to a good man is concerned. What you might be doing that might be self-sabotaging. The third one is being too marriage conscious. Sisters, it's time to relax. The guy just asked for your number and you're already imagining what he wants a relationship. What if he wants a relationship or even marriage? You're already imagining that he wants a relationship or even marriage. You tell another friend like you, and she starts asking when he is proposing, what's the plan, and all that. It's time to open your mind to friendships with the opposite sex. Even if we're advancing in age, it is still important to be open to friendships. The best place to decide who to marry from is from among your friends. And if you block everyone else simply because they are not proposing or asking you out for a relationship, you won't have any male friends, and very likely you will marry a stranger. Very likely you will marry a stranger. Sisters, it's time to relax. Do you know that even after you are married, you will still need to have male friends? Yes, even after you're married, you still need to keep male friends. People that even your husband respects because of how they hold you in high esteem as their friend. Because you had a rich friendship with them. Imagine your tire burst now on 3rd Mainland Bridge, for instance. Somebody's already saying, God forbid. But just imagine you are driving, your tire burst, and your husband is in, for those of you that are in Lagos, you will understand. Your husband is in Egbeda, for instance. That's where he works. But you have a friend in Obalende. If you call your friend and later tell your husband that your friend helped you, do you think he will insist that you should have called him from Egbeda to come and help you? No. But at least because you maintained good friendships, I'm just using that as an example. Anything can happen, and your husband cannot be your all in all. No wonder men, I don't know if you've noticed, young men are dying early because they are alpha and omega to their wives. After a long day at work, help me buy this. Okay, this one happened. Oh, the plumber. Oh, the popping machine. Oh, the organizer. Oh, the electrician. Can you help us call this one? Which one can you even delegate to another friend of yours? Yes, we know that these are roles that men carry out easily. Do you have friends? I am married, but I still have friends that when my husband respects, as in he knew them before we got married, he knows them still now. When they need my attention and they need me to pray with them or they need me to counsel them, my husband gives me time to do it because he respects them because of how they respect me. But imagine when I was single, everything was all about, is he proposing? If he's not proposing, I beg, what are we doing with him? Oh, is he going to ask me out? Oh, no. Let me tell you how far I went. There were friends of mine that I admired, I liked, that we sat down and had a conversation about why we should not date. We agreed. I'm talking about friends that have been friends of mine for over 10 years now, almost 15 years now, 17 years now. Those are the kind of friends I have. We are bonded. We sat down, we agreed. That's just for some of them. For some of them, it never even crossed my mind. I just wanted to be their friend. I just wanted to have rich fellowships. Okay, so it's important that you don't throw away everybody simply because they are not talking about marriage. It's time to relax. Not everyone will end in marriage. Don't say he is wasting your time. He is not wasting your time. A friendship with a male, with a guy, a friendship with a male person it's not a waste of time. Sometimes that's the person that will help you get a better job. Sometimes that's the person that will help you. Oh, if something happens to one of your children, that's the person that will help you to go and pick them up from school. Just in case your husband is unavailable and you are unavailable. Your children are in the same school. Imagine you have quarreled with all of them. Which mouth will you use to tell them to help you to do this or do that? You know, so it's important that you cultivate nurture beautiful friendships. Not everyone will end in marriage. Make good friends and build sustainable relationships with the opposite sex. Not everyone will end in marriage. Be free, my sisters. It's time to relax. Relax, throw your hair back. Be free, don't be too marriage conscious. Then let's take our declaration as far as this is concerned. I build beautiful, together, let's say it together. I build beautiful, healthy friendships with the opposite sex without recourse to worry about the future. Awesome. I build beautiful, healthy friendships with the opposite sex without recourse to worry about the future. Yes, without recourse to worrying about the future. Next, and finally for this class, another self-sabotaging behavior that can prevent you from attracting a good man. I'm sure you can see this lady in this picture. She doesn't know which side to take, right, left, or go forward. Not being definite about wanting to get married. Now, this sounds like sorry, excuse me. Now, do I want to get married or not? You need to choose one side. Do I want to get married or not? This is one of the most subtle self-sabotaging behaviors because it is between you and you alone. In your heart of hearts, you have not decided that the next thing for you is marriage. You find yourself saying things like, I want to get married, but I need to make money first. I need to get a job first. I need my career to get to one particular level first. I need my child to finish school first. I want to, as long as you have a but in your heart, marriage is something you want, but not yet. The problem is the state of your heart. Is the biggest determinant in deciding whether you attract a good man or any man for that matter, the state of your heart. The state of your heart. So if you are confusing your own heart, by today you say you want to get married, tomorrow you say, I beg, let me go and look for money first, I beg. Or today you say, oh, I want to get married, I think marriage is the next thing, I want to marry in 2023. Next tomorrow you just find yourself saying, oh, this is my child, I'm a single mom. Are you sure my child should not finish primary school, secondary school first? Oh, I want to get married, but are you sure I shouldn't get my church or my ministry to this particular level before I get married? Marriage can be a distraction. As long as you're calling marriage a distraction, as long as you are not definite that marriage is the next thing for you, you're not likely to attract any man, not to talk of even a good man. Okay, so let's quickly take our declaration together. Are we ready? I believe marriage is the next thing for me. I believe every lady on this call today agree with this. If you don't agree with it, don't declare with us, okay? But if you agree with it, come on, go ahead. I believe marriage is the next thing for me. Therefore, all the forces of life are in alignment to make it my reality. I believe marriage is the next thing for me. Therefore, all the forces of life are in alignment to make it my reality. Awesome. Put your hands together for yourselves. Okay, so quickly, I'd like to just show you a few testimonies of ladies that, let me see. I don't know why this isn't showing, but I'll get off full mode now and see why my pictures aren't showing. Okay, so my picture isn't showing, so I'm just going to read this out from my phone. Okay, so this is one of the testimonials that I received recently from someone that I helped with her relationship and then was able to create something beautiful and then get married shortly after. So let me just read this quickly. So if you've gotten value, this is still part of the webinar today. I just want you to see the kind of results you can expect to have. That's why I'm sharing testimonies with you, okay? So if you've gotten value or if you've learned anything, I want you to go over to the chat box. Tell me what you learned. Tell me what was your aha moment, what stood out for you, what you are now going to start doing as a result of what you have learned today in this webinar. Tell me something that you're going to start doing, because it's not enough for you to just learn. I love implement. Okay, this person says, your counsel was very helpful, instrumental to me. Many things which you instructed me on that I didn't know. It was after your words to me that I started doing things differently during relationship and courtship. Your words still weigh through in my marital journey, ma. Okay, that's from Tekeme. I mean, I met Tekeme when she was working with me in my former place of work. And, you know, just the opportunity to be taught how to do things differently in relationships can actually be the difference maker for a lot of people. It can actually be the difference maker. It can just be the next thing that helps them do better with their relationships, you see. And so it was so important it was so beautiful when I wish you could see the picture. I don't know why my picture is not showing, but I mean, I have her picture here and her testimonial. Then also the next is from, okay, so I can see Dami's picture, but I can't see her testimonial. She had this to say. She says, in prayers, especially the one we get to interact the last Thursday of every month, and the last days of 2020 into 2021 prayers. 2021 was for us the year of the new thing. She now said, in counseling, when my hubby proposed, you shared various words of wisdom with me, even shared your personal experience when you were in courtship too. Also, after my first meeting with my hubby, you still asked, did you like what you saw? I'm eternally grateful to God for connecting me to you and FSM ministry. May God continually bless you and your home and increase the ministry. May we all reign with Christ in eternity. Yes. Yes, and I thought that was important because whenever a couple are friends from old, I always try to confirm, yes, you are friends from old. Do you now like the person? Yes, was your friend before. The person you are seeing now, do you still like him? You liked him before, do you still like him now? And I don't know why she remembered to add that I still wanted to confirm that she likes the person she saw. And today, Dami got married in the month of February this year, and she's happily married today to a good man. Awesome. And then, of course, the next testimonial I have here is from Miat Adeleke. Okay, so Miat's testimony is showing. Miat said, I was at a point where I wanted to get married, focus on building my career and up my income, or just focus on training my son as a single mom. And someday, while chit-chatting with my mentor and friend, Mrs. Benedicta, she picked what my worries were and immediately advised me on what steps to take. And honestly, I must say that brief conversation changed my narrative. I now have clarity on what direction I want to take. And ever since I decided to align with that, I started to attract people who align with my goals. Note that it wasn't even an intentional meeting set up to discuss that. So she didn't prepare for me beforehand. So I know this woman is naturally blessed and sent as a guidance to us. Prior to now, like a year ago, I recall her guiding me on the relationship I was in, the pros and cons, and I must say, after listening to her talk and following her prayers, I'm glad to say I have found a confidence and coach in her. One thing I'm really thankful for is the fact that she doesn't enforce her opinions on you, rather guides you and helps you align properly towards a fulfilling purpose. Amazing. Now that's testimony from Miat Adeleke, who's also has a goal to get married in 2023, and she's very clear, very, very clear about it now. She has decided, yes, 2023 is the year when I get married, and I'm working very closely with her to see that dream come true, because that is God's dream for her. But before I even introduce the 2023 Getting Married to a Good Man Masterclass, before I introduce that, I'd like for you to tell me, has this been worth it for you? Has this been worth it for you? Has this been worth it for you? Did you gain value? Did you learn anything new? Are you excited that you were part of this free webinar? Are you glad that you were part of it? I need you to know, first of all, that marriage is possible for you. Sometimes it is not like the men are not coming. It's just that something within you keeps telling you that you deserve more. Am I correct? And your eyes are not on money or looks, as important as that might be. You just want a kind man. You want to marry a good man. I'd like to tell you that your dreams are valid. And no matter what the pressures are saying, what people are saying, how much pressure they are putting you under, I want you to know that your dreams to marry a good man, a kind man, are valid. They are valid and they are possible. If you got value from this webinar, it's time for you to leave a comment in the chat box, but not just in the chat box. I want you to visit my social media. I am Benedicta Umbong on Instagram, Benedicta Umbong on Facebook as well. That's my name page on Facebook and on Instagram. I would like you to go there and then leave a comment there. You can post a picture and tag me. You can tag me in your story, in your timeline. Just do the tagging, okay? And then before we finish this session today, I would like for you all to put on your video, and then we will take a class photograph of this class. That'll be exciting, right? We'll take a class photograph, just something that reminds us that we got started on this journey together. So remember to do that. Then, of course, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Benedicta Umbong. I'm Benedicta Umbong everywhere. So you can go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and you will always get notifications when I put out a new video. When you follow me on Instagram, you'll always see every time you come on Instagram. I'm always putting out content. I mean, this is just an hour class. And whatever I'm teaching you now, I garnered in years. I mean, I started counseling people since 2013. Long before then. How many years is that now? That's 9 years of practical, real practical counseling. And then, of course, taking different courses, taking different classes, being a part of different master classes. All of that, I can't teach you that in 1 hour, but I'm sure you've gained value. And the least you can do for me, right? The least you can do for me is to leave a testimonial, feedback on my social media and let other people see what they missed. A lot of people signed up to be a part of this, but you are the one who ensured that you joined the session. And I'm really, really excited that you did, okay? So introducing, okay, Bridget says, Bridget is raising her hand. Bridget, do you have a question? I can see you're raising your hand. Okay, if you have any questions, just hold on. I'll soon open the class for you to be able to ask your questions. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, so great. I'm trying to take a look at your comments because I'm not seeing it on my. Okay, Damilola is asking if you can have my number. Your counsel means a lot to me. Janet says, I have been trying to find out about particular issues, but at the course of this class, I have known where the problem lies. I just have to put on the right mindset. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Janet. Not to be desperate concerning marriage. Awesome. Yes, the best way to decide who to marry is from your friends. And yes, absolutely. Okay. Damilola is asking if you can have my number. Yes, you can. But let me first introduce to you the 2023 Getting Married to a Good Man Masterclass. And this is me showing you the next thing I'm going to be doing with just a few of you from among this free webinar that you all are a part of, okay? And this is really exciting. I am excited about this masterclass and about this team that I'm going to be working with for 2023. Okay, so you heard in my introduction, sorry, excuse me. So yes, so first of all, before I even continue, thank you all so much for joining me here today. Tag me on your social media. I'll also put out the replay within the next 48 hours. So you get the link to the replay in your emails. So remember to share your aha moments on social media, drop constructive feedback, okay? I would really, really appreciate that. You can even drop your feedback right here, something I can work with so I can make my next webinar a lot better. You heard in my introduction that I am a matchmaker and a relationships aider. From this class, I will be selecting a few of you who would like to join me in my 2023 Getting Married to a Good Man Masterclass. Yes, this is a 6 weeks intensive class with practical steps and guidelines, as well as personalized solutions to individual roadblocks. Listen, ladies, now don't tell anybody this. 50% of attracting a good man is you becoming a good woman. Yes. You agree with me that you attract what and who you are, right? Fantastic. So in this 6 weeks masterclass, I will be working with you on you. Yes, I'll be working with you on you, and it will be intensive, from how you talk to how you dress to resolving conflicts. You just name it. It's going to be 6 weeks intensive, a 6-week intensive masterclass, actually a coaching class that's going to help you work. We're going to be together working on you, with you first, because that's 50% of the work of attracting a good man. After that, then we can now begin the work of attracting a good man. Okay, so it will be very, very packed. For instance, I just shared with you 4 possible things you may be doing to self-sabotage, but there are many more that I could not even mention in this class, and I definitely do not know all that exists. But as I work with you personally, we might discover your own sabotage, and together, what will we do? We will crush it. Yes, we will crush it. See, when you become a fabulous lady, you will almost forget that you want marriage. You will enjoy your life so much that you will begin to see marriage as an opportunity to be a blessing to that blessed man who is so blessed to have you. Yes, that's it. I mean, I had to tell myself at a point, Benny, okay, marry and get married. Okay, it's time to get married. When you are able to work on certain things about your personality, about your character, you begin to enjoy your life so much that marriage will be attracted to you. A good man will be attracted to you. And then you'll be so blessed to share your blessed life with this other blessed man and enjoy a blessed marriage. Another benefit of joining the 6 weeks intensive class is, as a certified matchmaker, I'll also add you to my matchmaking database. Yes, my matchmaking database, and make that available for you. So if you've not yet been hooked up, because trust me, in the course of this class, you will be so transformed that you'll find it easy to attract good people. And then you will even have a hard time choosing, but God is definitely going to guide you then. That will even begin happening because of this free webinar. Yes, because you attended this free webinar, you're also already going to start attracting a good man because of the things that you've learned, and I believe the things that you're going to be putting into practice. But those who sign up to be a part of my class will first of all get a 1-hour clarification call. That's what I call it. It's a clarification call. So this is the offer. You get 1-hour clarification call worth $40 or 28,000 naira. That clarification call, that clarification call is going to be with me personally. That call will help me determine how to work with you. Okay, how exactly to work with you, because there is no one size fits all when it comes to getting married or getting attracting a good man. No, there's no one size fits all. So what I always do is I work with people individually at their levels, their own peculiar challenges that are as a result of how they were brought up, their mindsets, their culture, and all of that. I'm working with you personally, what they do, what their profession is, and all of that. What tribe they speak even, right? So it comes down to that level. So my 1-hour clarification call is usually a very intensive 1 hour. Sometimes we do it physically, sometimes we can do it over the phone, probably over Zoom. But I always ensure that I have that to clarify who I am talking with, know the person that I'm talking with, so that I can have tailor-made, personalized solutions for them. And then, of course, a 6 weeks intensive masterclass that costs $60 or 42,000 naira. Now, the total of this offer is $100 or 70,000 naira. But what's today's offer? For those of you that are on my call today, First of all, I talked about the clarification call worth $40 or 28,000 naira. I'm talking about $1 to 700 naira. You know that $1 is already more than 700 naira, but because of my class, $1 is 700 naira today. So I'm speaking in terms of $1 to 700 naira. And also for those that are going to listen to this class long after I have done it, okay? Now, the 6 weeks coaching class is $60 or 42,000 naira. Today's offer also has in it my classic for singles, my book titled Single and Fulfilled. That is worth 5,000 naira. And then, of course, one of the possibilities after this, for those who sign up and get started with me, is the possibility to match make you, that suggest a man, a good man to you, and then see how you both work things out together. That will be, of course, after you've gone through my 6 week coaching class. And if you've not yet attracted, because like I said, even from this free webinar, because of the things you've learned, if you put them to work, you begin to attract good people, really, generally. Okay. I don't know if some of you read my story on social media and how I said that in my early 20s, it was a case of all the people coming to me were married men. And then I was wondering, what is the meaning of this? Why only married people? Why is it that everybody coming to me are people that are taken? And then I said, fast forward to my early 30s, and I had 7 proposals in 4 months. What changed? What changed? How was I positioned? So what I learned from my early 20s to my early 30s, that's what you're going to be learning in this 6 weeks coaching class. So I'm bringing something that took me over a decade to learn into a 6 weeks coaching class, of course, started by a clarification call that will help us determine how we work together. And then, of course, matchmaking is also a possibility. Total is 75,000 Nigerian naira, and that's about just a bit over $100 as at today. But for a discount of over 75% for just 18,000 naira, I'm going to be selecting a few ladies who want to get in my coaching class. My coaching class is going to be starting, for those who sign up to be a part of my class, you will first of all get my 1-hour clarification call. Like I said, you do that personally with me, okay? And then this class will begin second week. That's the 6 weeks masterclass. Will begin in the second week of January, but the clarification call is taking place this year, and it will be subject to my schedule and that of the client, okay? And then the cost of my 1-hour clarification call, like I said, costs 28,000 naira. The cost of my 6 week intensive masterclass costs 42,000 naira. But that's a total of 100,000. But I'm offering you this clarification call that is worth $40, and the 6 weeks intensive masterclass coaching course that is worth $60, and my classic book on fulfilling singlehood worth 5,000 naira. All this together for just $25 or 18,000 naira. It's amazing, right? Yes, it's actually amazing. There's so much information overload out there. Everyone seems to have something to say about relationships and marriage, and many of them are teaching from their experiences or what social media is saying. But I'm talking about getting married, not just for the sake of it, but to a good man. My goal is not to marry you off so that I can get a testimonial. No. I have too much rank for that, and I know what a big deal marriage is. I want to go to bed knowing in my heart that from all indications, you married a good man and you are a well-groomed bride for that good man. I like to call myself the bride to be groomed. Yes, I'm the person who grooms the bride to be, yes, before she meets her groom. Okay, so I want to be able to go to bed knowing in my heart that from all indications you married a good man and you are a well-groomed bride for that good man. Because it makes no sense that you marry a good man and you're just frustrating the man's life. I don't want that either. Because if you're not a good woman, even if God gave you a perfect man, you can ruin it. I mean, we live in a time when the very idea of marriage has been so twisted that many singles are even afraid of marriage. They don't even know what it might bring into their lives because of the so much negative publicity unleashed on marriage. That's because whatever God does, Satan tries to corrupt. So don't fear marriage, okay? Don't fear marriage, and don't forget that what you focus on grows. So focusing on the bad marriages around you will only attract a bad marriage to you. Okay, so those that are signing up, that's just an addition for you. But those that are signing up immediately, here are the account details to pay into. Those that are signing up immediately, these are the account details. You can pay into my GT Bank current account. That's the account number on the phone. That's 18,000 naira. Or you can pay, for those of you outside of Nigeria, you can pay 25 USD to my dollar account. Yes, my dollar account. Yes, it's my account because it's me who's speaking to you. And of course, I am Ni Izeze, so that's my father's name. I'm yet to do a change of name, and I don't know if I will even do it because, I mean, I don't see the reason. But Benedicta Izeze is my maiden name, so that's the reason you're not seeing Benedicta Umbong there, okay? So those of you who are getting started immediately, are signing up immediately, here are the account numbers to pay into, the account details to pay into. So I'd like to take a few questions. Anyone, you have a question? Something you want me to deal with right now in the class? Is there anybody, you have a question? You have a question? Okay, so Janet is saying, I would like to chat you privately via WhatsApp. Can I? Absolutely, you can. You can, absolutely. I always like to bring people into my space. The only reason I'm a little wary of that is it takes a lot of my time. And that's why I'm selecting ladies who are going to be joining me in my coaching class. Now, don't be the kind of person who likes free things. Sisters, it's not good to like free things. I mean, before I'm doing what I'm doing with you right now, I can't tell you how many paid classes I attended to learn how to even do this webinar, to learn how to, coach people who want to get married. Apart from the fact that I'm called to do it, I also still went ahead to pay to sharpen my skills. So if you hear me asking you to make a payment, it is nothing compared to the value that you're going to be gaining. And the reason I also ask people to pay is so that it can be worth my time also, really, because I am a very busy person. If I begin to, I'm running the business, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I am doing I'm in school actually, doing my first degree. I have a business that I'm running, I'm into perfume. So before you even start taking all my time and, having personal conversations with me, I want to be able to be sure that, okay, at least you paid for it, so I have to give you value for your money. But it is still nothing compared. Like I said, it's 75% off because this is my first free webinar, and I thought, let's do something for those that are joining for the first time, that are getting to meet me for the very first time. They don't know me, they don't know what I've done. Okay, so let me make the risk a lot less.